I'm going to do an abbreviated version of the tracing activities that I've done so far using cursive. So everything so far on my first slide is an image, including the animation. I'm actually going to get rid of it for now because it's going to be a little bit annoying to keep seeing that run, but you can put something in there if you want at the end. And even the toggle buttons at the top, they're just images as well that are linked to other things. I just did a little search for a toggle switch, and then in preview I used Instant Alpha to get rid of the background, and then when I copied and pasted them into Google Slides, I gave them a drop shadow because I like everything with a drop shadow. I like the way that it pops, and then I just changed that shadow to where I wanted it. All right, so the first thing I want to say is make sure that on your first slide you have everything laid out exactly how you want it, because we're going to copy and paste this layout for as many slides as we need. And if you make one little change on the first slide, then you're going to have to change it for all of them. And for both of the other presentations that I did, that happened to me, and I've learned my lesson. I am not going to do that again. So all your spacing, everything, make sure it's perfect here, because you don't want to have to go back and change 20-something slides to make them all match. All right, so I have everything laid out. This is how I want all of the other slides to look. The spacing is great. Notice I don't have the toggle switches on where they should be yet. I'm going to save that for later, and I'll tell you why. I didn't the first time. I just copied and pasted them and moved them around, but I will tell you why later, why you want to save that to the end. So now I'm going to copy my slide again, and then I'm going to get rid of all of the extra stuff that I don't want on the other slides. And then this is the template that I want for everything else. Again, don't do the toggles yet, just save those for later. And then I will need 7 slides total, the cover, first slide, and then another 6 for all of those letters. Okay, so I think I'm good. And then I'm going to go ahead and place all of the other things that I want on each slide. So the first one's going to be A, and then we're going to use apple. So I'll just go ahead and type in apple. I'll get the one Bimoji that has an apple, and I'll just put that in. Of course, you can do something different if you want to. And I'm going to flip that horizontally and then move her over. And I'm also going to insert my animation. Your animated GIF or GIF, whichever way you want to call it. I'll put that in. When I did these, I did them in Keynote, and I made sure that they were small, because the larger sized GIF or GIF you have, the more it's going to slow down your presentation. So we got the animation, we have her, and then maybe we'll put the word apple in. So this came from a font that I found and downloaded called Learning Curve. It looks like the American cursive, the best thing I could find. They even have a dashed version in that font family, which is kind of neat. So there's a dash version. And then I just saved this and turned it into a PNG, opened in preview, and used the Instant Alpha to get rid of the background, because that seems to be my thing. I like to have a transparent background for everything. And then we'll just go ahead and grab the apple. And let's see, where was I here? So So maybe you can put a cursive word there and then maybe a picture of an apple or whatever you want. Maybe a nice little red apple right there would be cute. And then we'll go ahead and just do the rest. And I'll probably just cut this part out and come back once I have all of the animation and words in. Okay, I'm back and I have finished putting all of the unlinked objects into the slideshow except for the last slide. There's one animation I didn't put in yet, but everything else is there. And now we're ready to finish up with the transparent rectangles and toggle buttons. Okay, so I am going to put a transparent rectangle over top of the entire slide. So I'll just draw the rectangle. I'll go to fill and then transparent, and then I'm going to increase the border a little bit. And then I will take that transparent rectangle and I am going to link it to the slide that we are on. That way, if a student accidentally clicks anywhere or taps anywhere on the slide, then they will not accidentally advance forward. Now, some people like to take all the objects that they are not linking to anywhere else and link those back to the slide that you're on or that they're on, but I just prefer to trap everything underneath one giant rectangle that is linked to its own slide. Okay, so then I'm just going to copy and paste that transparent rectangle to all of the other slides so everything is protected as well. And the neat thing is that when I paste that transparent rectangle on each slide, then it's already going to be linked to the slide that we are on. So I'm on slide 2, I pasted into slide 2, and then Google Slides already changed the link for me. Now it may not be something that you want, but it happens to be very convenient right now. So slide 4, that rectangle is linked to 4. Slide 5, the pasted rectangle is linked to slide 5. Slide 6 is linked, and then slide 7. So all of them have a nice transparent rectangle over top of all the unlinked objects that links back to the slide it's on. Okay, so we're ready for the toggles. So I am going to bring that toggle down. I just kind of cut it to freshen it up. I cut it and then pasted it back in so it's nice and fresh. And then I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste from that toggle, making sure that I put them in the order that the alphabet goes. So every time I paste another toggle in, it's going to go to the next letter. Now this is going to have a similar effect that the transparent rectangles have, in that by pasting in a particular order, the toggles are going to be ordered that way as well. So now if I click on that first toggle and I use the tab key on my computer, it will tab through in the same order that I pasted them. And when you check all of the links for all of the letters, then you can just tab through quickly with your tab key and it'll save you some time when you check. The first 2 presentations I did, I kind of haphazardly put everything together, and checking all my links was a nightmare. But by making sure that you paste those toggles in order onto your letters, you can tab through in the same order as well. So now we're going to link letter A to slide 2 because that is the slide that A is on. So when we click on that toggle, it's going to bring us to slide 2. And I think I forgot to hit apply. So I'm going to go back and make sure I hit apply. There we go. And so when we click on that link, it's going to take us to slide 2 where the letter A is on. And then B needs to go to slide 3 because that's where B is. And then C is going to go to 4. Just don't forget to hit apply like I did. D is on 5. E is on 6. And then F is on 7. And then we're good. And then, like I said, as I tab through with my tab key, since I pasted all of those toggles one right after the other, that's how I'm going to tab through and check all my links in the end. Okay, so once we get to the second slide, then we need to be able to show that A is toggled on. So I'm going to go back and get that green toggle, and I'm going to paste it in here. Now I don't want that green toggle to be linked to slide 2 the way it's saying now. When I click on that green toggle, that would be turning that toggle back off, and I want to go back to slide 1. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this and change that link to slide 1. So every single green toggle should be linked to slide number 1. When you click your green, it shuts the toggle off and you go back to your original slide. All right, so then I want all of these other links to be, all of these other toggles to be copied and pasted. Hopefully they maintain that order. Sometimes they don't, so you do have to double check them, but for the most part they should. So I'm just going to paste that set of 6 of toggles, into each one of the slides. And they're all going to be in the same position. And then we just need to swap out the green toggle. Get rid of that. Whoops. I did forget to do one thing. You need to make sure your green toggle lines up with the gray toggle. So I'm going to have to move it. So I'm going to send that gray one back for a second and make sure that the green one is right in the same spot as the gray one. There we go. And I'm going to send the green back, and then I can grab that and the green one's left. Okay, so now when we're on the B slide, B is toggled on. I'm going to paste the green one in. I'm going to bring it over on top of the B and then push the green one to the back until it's underneath the gray one, and then delete. And we go to C, we paste our green one in there. It's still on slide 1, which is what we want. All the green toggles go to slide 1, and then I need to push that back underneath the gray, and there we go. So just make sure you're lining up all of your green on toggles right over top of the gray, and then you need to get rid of the gray one. All right, 2 more. It looks good. Pushing it to the back and deleting the gray one, and then one last one. Just going to pull it down real fast. And there we go. All right. The last thing we need to check is to make sure that all of the links on the toggles are linked to the correct slides. A is going to start on 2, and then F should end on 7. So let's just double check. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're good. Now this should be the same. However, maybe something might have accidentally got changed, so you still need to double check. The green should be slide 1, and then that should be slide 3 because B is on 3, C is on 4, D is on 5, E is on 6, F is on 7. And you just kind of go through them all. A is on 2, then 1 for green, and then C is C's 4, 5, 6, 7, so they're all in the same order. We have two, whoops, so something got skipped here. Unfortunately, there was a glitch in the matrix. So this is 2, this is 3, then we have 1, and then 5, 6, and 7. So something went a little wrong there, unfortunately. 2, 3, 4, 1, 6, 7, that's good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 7, that's good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1. Perfect. So everything is good to go. For the most part, they maintain the order when you paste them, but every now and then, I guess depending on what you're clicked on or what maneuver you've made, something doesn't go right, and that's okay. It still, for the most part, saves you some time. And then I think we're ready to try this out. So when we are on the first slide, all of them are in the off position, and then when you click one, it takes you to the slide that that letter is on, and you are in the toggle on position. If you turn that green toggle back off, it should take you back to the first slide. And then B is in the on position, you toggle it off, you go back. C is in the on position, takes you to C, and then when you toggle it off, you go back. And then because everything has links on every slide, you can actually go out of order as well and go directly to any slide that you want in the on position. Now that's it for the tutorial, but I'm going to show you one last thing. You can bail out now if you want to, but I'll show you how you can do your own animation in PowerPoint. I already shared a little video on how to do it in Keynote. That's what I'm familiar with, but it is possible to do animation in PowerPoint. In PowerPoint, I don't know how to change the background to transparent the way I can in Keynote, or know how to do in Keynote. So I'm going to try to make the background match the way I want it in the slideshow. So I'm going to make it gray because I know I'm placing it on a gray space. Then you're going to go to Draw at the top menu and click on that tab, and you're going to choose one of the pen tools to do your writing. Some of the features that you have in there or effects are kind of neat when you draw, but I'll just pick something that is plain, and then I'll go ahead and trace F. And I don't know the order to trace F, but this is just to show how to do the animation. Probably could have chosen a thinner line as well, but that's okay. I'm going to hit escape so nothing's selected, and then I'm going to go to the animation tab, and I'm going to select my drawing. Sometimes it's not grouped together, so you have to kind of group everything together. And then we're going to choose the replay animation. I think it's called ink replay, and that's like lightning speed. I'm going to come over to my drawing again, and then I'm going to click on that little one, double click it or click on it, and then it's going to open your options for your animation. I'm going to increase the seconds to 8, and then go ahead and play it and see what it looks like. And that's not too bad. So this probably isn't going to look too good because that line's so thick, but you get the gist. You could play with that until you get it how you like it. And then we're going to go to File, Export, and then I will call this F. And I don't want it in my trash. I want it in a place I can find it. My desktop seems good. And then animated GIF or GIF. I'll keep it medium. You can make it small if you want. And then we'll export. And then I'll go back and insert it into the slideshow. Now we have that rectangle, that big old transparent rectangle in there. So you want to kind of move that out of the way, or you don't even have to move it out of the way. You can, I guess, leave it there. We'll go to Insert, Image, Upload from Computer. I'll grab that animation, and then we'll shrink it down, move it where we want it. Hopefully it blends. And that's actually on top of our rectangle. So I am going to move this all the way to the back, order, send to back, and then I'm going to bring it up until I see it. So I'm actually just using on my Mac the Command key and the up arrow to bring it up, a shortcut to bring that up. And now it is still underneath the rectangle. I kind of don't like that position, so I'm going to do that over. And then there we have it. It's under the rectangle, it's protected, and that's it.